expectation time will speed dramatically, because we're not kidding you when we say you were source energy before you came into this body, and you are source energy even though you are in this body. A part of you is here present, this focused genius personality that you know as you, important part of you here in this physical body. And as you are here in this physical body as the leading edge of source energy, you are exploring contrast just like you knew you would, and coming constantly all day, every day, to new awarenesses of what would be just a little better than it already is. Even one-celled organisms, every consciousness, which includes all that you know, is having exposure to life and requesting improvement. That's what the evolution of all species is about. So as you know what you don't want, you know what you do want. And that rocket of desire emanates from you vibrationally. And here's the best part of this that you don't now know consciously, if you're like most humans, as that rocket exudes from you, this non-physical part of you who remained as non-physical energy even while you're here in this physical body, this source energy, God force part of you became the vibrational equivalent of the new request that you set forth, and holds that vibrational place marker, holds that set point, and calls you to it. Now, when you go toward it, you feel elation, you feel passion, you feel invigoration, you feel interest. But if you are moving in opposition to it, you feel the resistance of that opposition. You feel discouraged, or you feel unsteady, you feel overwhelmed, you feel frustration, you feel anger, blame, guilt, depression. In other words, if you are not moving toward who you really are, you feel the tug of that. That's what your emotions are telling you. Because you know you are the creator of your own reality, but we want to say it in a more emphatic way. You are the creator of you. The question that this gathering wants to help you ask about yourself and answer is, are you a cooperative component to what you've asked for? Or are you like most people? You're over there beating the drum of justification of why you want it. I need it. I need it because it's hard without it. I want it because I deserve it. I deserve it. And it's just wrong that I don't have it. And so when you're focused upon the absence of what you want and proclaiming your deservability while you've got that knot of contention in your stomach, you are resisting your own alignment with your own creation, and your own creation is you. The new and improved you. The you with more prosperity, the you with more vitality, the you with better balance, the you with more of whatever it is that the contrast has helped you to sort out. So we're not having this conversation because your world needs to be saved, or your planet is in peril, or you'll be in trouble if you don't hear this. You're all doing just fine. It's all working out great. Really, it is. With one small exception, and that is you as humans are not nearly as joyful as you meant to be. Not nearly as joyful as you meant to be. You said, I am source energy. A part of me will come forth. I will explore contrast, and I will come to new decisions. And when a new decision is born out of me, I will feel the birthing of it and a momentary feeling of enthusiasm. And then I will use all of my determination and my willpower and my ability to focus in the direction of my newfound expansion. And I will train myself into the frequency of that until that is my normal vibrational offering. And I know that law of attraction, as it always does, will wrap itself around me with cooperative components that are equivalent to the vibrational stance that I learn and practice and achieve. That's what you said. And you said, and the best part of it. Let's see, what's the best part? Being born? No, not really. Sifting through the contrast? No, not really. Giving birth to a rocket? Maybe, but not so much. The very best part of it is having expanded and knowing that I've expanded because I can feel that I'm not up to speed with my expansion, and then doing something about changing my thought until I get in the groove of the expansion, and then feeling myself be drawn by law of attraction into the cooperative component of the vortex of creation. That's the best part, you said, again and again. And you know that because you're always looking for adventure. You love that thrill of coming into alignment. You adore the feeling of relief. You tense and agonize against negative stuff. In other words, you know that you want to feel good. The reason that you want every single thing that you want, there's no one who wants anything for any other reason than that they believe they will feel better in the having of it. And we want you to understand that it's not the having of the thing. It's not the having of the girl. It's not the having of the boy. It's not the having of the relationship. It's not the having of the car or the empire or the job or the money. It's not the having of those things that you are creating that makes you happy. It's the having of the vibrational alignment with who you are. A woman said to us one day, Abraham, my lover left and now I'm sad. And we said, no, you're not. And she said, to be clear, my lover left and now I am very sad. And we said, no, you're not. People don't always speak what they're thinking. But what she was thinking is, you crazy ghost. Can't you hear what I'm saying? I was not sad. Then my lover left. Now I'm sad. I'm sad because my lover left. But we wanted her to understand all sadness comes from holding yourself apart from the most expanded version of you. In other words, we wanted to explain to her that that relationship had caused her to create a vibrational version of a relationship, and that as she was focusing upon this man walking out of her life, she was focused in opposition to this relationship that she had carved out. That man was never the lover of her dreams. He was just a temporary filler for the lover of her dreams. But the reason she was sad, nevertheless, was not because he had walked out the door. She was just using his exit as her excuse to not be a vibrational match to who she is. You have the ability, no matter what, to focus yourself out of sadness. The reason that so often you don't believe that you can do that is because law of attraction has been active in your life. And if you've been beating the drum of something, law of attraction's been surrounding you with more things like that. So when you get going on something, and it's a far cry, a far vibrational cry from who you really are and all that you've expanded to, you feel bad. And then you begin making a sort of art of feeling bad. You email friends about how bad you feel today. You blog about it. You talk to your friends about it. You think about it. Someone said to us, it feels like my thoughts are thinking me. It doesn't feel like I have any control over my thoughts. I try to think more positive thoughts, but I just keep going back and going back and going back. And that's really what we're going to talk about here today. We want to show you how, if you stop doing that thing you do that's holding you apart from who you are, you'll move easily back to who you are. You don't have to. In fact, it's not even possible. It's certainly not a good idea to take something that's really bothering you, and in the middle of it really bothering you, try to talk about it in a shiny, brighter, fluffier way. Because the more you try to do that, the more it will just backlash, and the more you will defend your negative position. We want you to understand that just like the cork will bob on the surface of the water, oh, you can hold it under the water, but when you let go, it will bob right back up there. We want you to understand that you will bob right back into your vortex when you cease beating the drum of things that hold you in a resistant vibrational attitude. So if you spend more time in the vortex, it is very unusual when you get pulled out. If you spend more time out of the vortex, it's very unusual when you're able to get in. So it's just a matter of how much time. And there are a lot of people who claim vortex-dom more than they really should. Because it's not about the smile on your face, and it's not about even the words that you're speaking. It's about the song in your heart. It's about the glee in your being. It's about the vitality that you feel. It's about the enthusiasm for life, you see. And if once you tune yourself to the frequency of the vortex and get hooked on it, we want you to get hooked on your vortex, hooked on it. We want you to be addicted to the vortex, addicted to it to the degree that it's just so off when you're not in. You see the world as it exists, where you go to work and you watch people driving in their cars and they don't look all that happy about their cars, and they're listening to stuff, but they don't look that interested in what they're listening, and they go to work and they're not that much interested in work, and they can't wait to go home, but they're not much interested in going home. And then somebody says, let's go to a ball game, and they have a moment of glee. Woo! Drunk, and their team won. But in comparison with how much was going on in their life, it was just a little bit of time in the vortex, and most of the time not even trying to be in the vortex. You get what we're talking about? So when someone says, I struggle to get in and I have a hard time staying in, and it's only because you have not practiced it enough that the in the vortex vibration dominates. But when it does, there will be a tipping point on the fulcrum of your life where things that you've been waiting for what felt like a very long time will come, and they will come so easily you will laugh at the absurdity of your having held them away so long. In other words, the work, this is where it's at. It's getting into the vortex where everything that you are and everything you want is. But you just gotta figure out on your own how to get in and then how to stay in. Don't ask someone else. There is a tendency as humans to want to find something that makes you feel good when you see it. But then you become those who just look around for good things, and when you don't find them, then you're all bummed out and out of control. So we are really not very often wanting to be very cooperative in providing for someone a thought that just makes them feel good when they listen to us. We so much would rather that you conjure it, that you find it, that you carve it out, that you own it, that you practice the vibration of it, that you practice the vibration of it until it is yours, until it is who you are, until it is your proclivity, until it is your nature, until it is just who you are, until you are just optimistic, until you are just sure of yourself, until you are just expectant of good things to come. And once you've trained yourself just even slightly in the direction of that, avalanches of well-being will come to shore up your awareness that you are indeed on your path. And the leverage is the power of the universe that you have taken the time to line up with in order to allow the universe to do all the work of assembling all of the cooperative components. Effort that is offered in action by most people is the effort of trying to make things cooperate, make things line up. But when you take the time, and it's very little time comparatively speaking, to get into the vortex, what happens is law of attraction does all the work, just like gravity holds you on your chair. And as law of attraction has already assembled the cooperative components, and now because you're in the vortex, you have become a cooperative component. Now what happens is you feel wonderful. You're glad to be alive. Your day unfolds perfectly. You have activated and engaged the energy that creates worlds and are flowing it through your experience. And that's what every one of you intended to do. Now we want to go back to something that we said at the very beginning of this day. Friends, that's who you are. That's what's in your vortex. Anything less than that is gonna bum you out. That's the way you're supposed to feel. That's the way life is supposed to go for you. And anything less than that is off the path of who you are, you see. Let's leave this gathering here with this very important acknowledgement that you've brought us all around to. Let's proclaim that the effort worth offering, the undivided effort, the singular effort, the effort that matters is what? The effort of getting into the vortex, the effort of alignment, the effort of feeling good, the effort of ease, the effort of the vortex. Today, no matter where I'm going, no matter what I'm doing, it is my dominant intent to look for what I'm wanting to see. I'm going to distract myself from things that trouble me. I'm going to pamper myself into alignment. I'm going to soothe myself into alignment. I'm going to love myself into alignment. I'm going to treat myself so good it's going to be impossible for me not to be in the vortex. And then I will uplift the world.
Thank you very, very much.